Good afternoon, everyone. As Jeff Trenton Henspeter, and I have the honor and pleasure of managing Right Track. How many of you here were at our first end of summer celebration a couple of summers ago? Yeah? Okay. You remember we had about 21 interns and a handful of employers who agreed to hire youth for summer internships. I'm pleased to announce that our program has continued to grow. And this summer we had over 100 YJ2 internships with 54 different employers. So it's truly remarkable to be here today with so many successful interns sitting before me. I'd like to say congratulations to all of you. Could our YJ2 interns please take a moment to stand? Excellent. In addition to celebrating these interns, I also wanted to take a moment to thank some of our most committed supporters. First and foremost, thanks to supervisors and employers who made the internships possible. We couldn't do this work without you, so thank you. I'd also like to say thank you to the St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce and their charitable foundation, the St. Paul Children's Collaborative, the St. Paul Foundation, the F.R. Bigelow Foundation, the Bush Foundation, the Polad Foundation, and the Otto Bremer Foundation for their financial support. Also, a huge thank you and a job well done to the Right Track team. Where's the Right Track team? Some over here? They did an awesome job this summer. YJ2 Program Manager Katie Jumby, job coaches Monica Hurst, Matthew Fensky, and Kristen Anderson, AmeriCorps Vista, Torres Spillane, and Akbar Mohammed, Program Liaison. They work behind the scenes to solve problems, build relationships, and support youth success. I would also like to thank Mayor Chris Coleman, Superintendent Valeria Silva, St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce President Matt Kramer, and Councilmember Chris Tolbert, who have been vocal and passionate supporters of Right Track and the importance of youth jobs in St. Paul. It takes many people to make a program like Right Track successful, and we're so grateful to everyone for the support you've shown for our program and our interns. So thank you.
Thank you, Trenton. There really are so many people to thank today for their support of Right Track. But we wanted to offer a special thank you to Commissioner Katie Clark-Sieben and the Department of Employment and Economic Development. This summer, they generously granted the Right Track program $1.2 million over 2 years, an incredible gift that will allow Right Track to provide YJ1 jobs and YJ2 skills training to even more St. Paul youth. At this time, I would like to invite Commissioner Clark-Sieben to the stage so she can share some thoughts of her own. Commissioner Clark-Sieben.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here with all of you today, and it's an honor to help represent our state that has made this investment in youth employment. So thank you to the legislators, to the governor for making that investment so that we were able to pass that along to Right Track. But I want to acknowledge some of our partners in this work, Mayor Coleman, Superintendent Silva, Matt Kramer, President of the St. Paul Chamber of Commerce, for having the vision that allows all of us to be here today for this program. And I want to thank all the staff and volunteers at Right Track for all of the work that you do to provide great career opportunities for our youth. And thank you to the businesses as well for participating. But most importantly, I want to thank the 100 youth sitting around this room for being a part of this program. I'm sure you have learned an immense amount in your experience over the summer in your new career opportunities, and will take all of that experience with you as you go forward into new job opportunities. You're going to find you're more prepared for whatever that next step is, whatever that next job is, because of the experience that you've had over the summer. We're very lucky in the state of Minnesota to have a very well-educated workforce across our state. CNBC recently ranked Minnesota the top state for business in the country, and one of the reasons why we had such a high ranking is because of the strength of our workforce across the state. But it's going to take all of us in the room today, everyone around the state, to continue building upon that workforce and make sure that we maintain that position of economic strength. So it's so important, the work that you did this summer, the experiences that you had in business, in government, in various sectors, that will continue building our workforce and what that will add to our state's workforce in the future. So by participating in Right Track, you've not only invested in your own future, but you've invested in our state's future and making sure that we continue to have a strong workforce. So I will keep my remarks short, but mostly just want to say thank you to all of you for participating. And if I can ask you to do one thing after today's meeting, that's tell all of your friends how fantastic this program was, so that they will sign up for next year's program and we'll continue seeing this program grow and grow and grow. So thank you all and congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. It is now my pleasure to welcome Mayor Chris Coleman to the podium. Mayor Coleman has been a passionate advocate for the youth jobs and career exploration, as well as for Right Track. We are honored to have him here to celebrate with us today. Mayor Coleman, everyone.
Thank you. It really is, as it was said, it was so fun to think back a couple of years to the number of interns that we had, and to see this incredible group of interns that have been able to work this summer, to have an incredible experience, to learn a lot of different things, to help grow, and it is just wonderful to see everybody here. I too want to thank all of our partners that have made this possible. It simply is not possible unless there are employers willing to step up, willing to bring a Right Track intern into their place of work, and not just have them there, but actually work with them to make sure that they are developing skills and really understanding, learning things every day. I love talking to all of you and just hearing about your experiences and what it's meant for you. Obviously, it means a lot from an economic standpoint. We through the Right Track internships, put $625,000 into the economy in the city of St. Paul in terms of wages. That's a big thing. That's a big thing for our city. It's a big thing for all of you. But it's not just about that. It is building that career ladder of success. It is about helping you get that first experience, that foot in the door, to help build your resume so that as you come back, as you go through college, as you come back into the workforce, you have that training, you have that experience. We know how important these summer jobs are for all of you, and I am so grateful that you've been willing to take that step, to become a part of the Right Track program. But to all of the employees that have made this possible, it is just wonderful to see all you. So whether it's the partnership that we have with the incredible leadership of Commissioner Katie Clark-Sieben, or the legislative delegation, I know that Representative Rena Moran is here. I don't know if other representatives are here. The leadership of our city council, I saw Councilmember Tolbert and Councilmember Russ Stark here. So glad that they are a part of this. We have a great intern this summer, Nazra, I think is here somewhere. Did a great job for us. Thank you so much for your incredible work, Nazra. We're just so pleased and so grateful, but we have to keep on expanding this program. For every student that has been a part of this summer Right Track program, we know that there are dozens more that could use this richness in the summer experience. And so we want to continue to grow. We're going to continue to work with our employers to bring more folks on. We're going to continue to work with employers that haven't had a Right Track intern to start hiring a Right Track intern. We're going to continue to do that. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this program. Most importantly, for our Right Track internship, or Right Track interns, congratulations. It's been a great summer. I always hate these things that we call them end of the summer celebrations, because I'm not ready for summer to be over. I suspect you're not ready for summer to be over, but ultimately this has been a great summer of work for all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Take care.
Thank you, Mayor Coleman. Now that we have had the chance to hear from some of Right Track's biggest supporters, I am very excited to share with you a project led by one of our own intern, Nashra Ali. While interning with the mayor's office, Nashra volunteered to interview several of her interns about their experience this summer. The video you are about to see is the result of her efforts.
I'm the coolest or most valuable. Hold on. Say it one more time.
Well, I don't know.
How was my movements? Did I move a lot?
No, but do you think you're gonna move a lot?
Well, on my internship, I mostly scanned invoices after opening the mail and organizing it.
Organize files for them and do receipts, did petty cash.
Scanning, filing, alphabetizing. I did some work on Excel and then I helped out with mailing.
My goal was to intern in a professional environment like eCollab.
I think it was all the new skills I gained. I gained quite a few, and they're things I'm very proud of. When people ask, "Oh, what'd you do this summer?" You know, I'm not just going to say, "Oh, I hung around and watched TV." I'll be able to tell them the great things I did through Right Track.
How to speak to people that I don't know, how to face my fears and talk to people.
Leaving a professional, voicemail and email, and how would you interview someone? Like questions you would ask.
I learned a lot about using different systems like Excel. I didn't even know it existed. I know the importance of evaluations and feedback now, and I know that I should take them to my heart because it's just ways that I can improve myself.
Because when I first started typing, it was only like 20 words per minute, but now it's going up to like 40, 43.
I had to go and network and figure out where and how to do something if I wasn't able to get in touch with my boss. It would be the first day this summer because I went on to a Saints game with my coworkers and they invited me. I got to just know them better and we kind of hung out before the game started.
Because of my my supervisor, she really helped me out with college decisions, and she gave me a map of what to do senior year and what to do through college and stuff.
Being able to do one-on-one meetings with most of the mayor's staff.
It would probably be that I was able to have lunch with the CEO of the 5th largest bank in America.
I would say completing my summer internship at eCollab and then receiving a scholarship to eCollab.
Work hard, have a positive mindset, and try to gain as much work experience as you can because it can prove to be valuable later in the long run.
Ask for help.
And don't be late.
I did an informational interview with one of their attorneys, and I still wanted to be a lawyer, but I changed my path. At first I wanted to do criminal justice, but then I decided to go into a law firm and try to make partner.
Well, I want to be a pediatric nurse.
I always told people I wanted to do something in business, but I never really knew specifically what it would be. But through the summer, I know that financial industry is something I definitely want to work in.
My goals for the future are to attend a 4-year college and get a bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering, but this internship at OFS has made me think that I might want to major in accounting instead of biomedical engineering.
My goals are to get a master's degree in engineering and support my family.
It helped me figure out that I want a career which is that I like and that I love to do and that I enjoy going to every day and look forward to doing for the rest of my life. What a great video. I wanted to thank you to all the interns who volunteered to share your stories with us. What is clear from your interviews is that all the things we learned over the summer in our internships could not have happened without the support of our supervisors and colleagues. Here to share a supervisor's perspective of what the Right Track program has meant to his organization is Paris Dunning, supervisor of Right Track intern Iris Lee, and assistant director of Urban Oasis, a sustainable food center on the east side of St. Paul. Please join me in welcoming Paris to the stage.
Hello, everyone. When I was just out of college, I got hired for a summer to work as a flood relief coordinator in Kansas, in a town that had washed away the previous year. That summer, we ran 22 volunteer groups, and we had a caseload of a couple hundred flood survivors. And at the end of the summer, I was really tired. And I asked my boss, what made you think that I could do this work? And he looked at me and he said, well, you know, at your age, you don't know yet what you can't do. And I looked a little bit skeptical, like I'd been duped for a moment, and he said, no, think about it this way. I've just put a value on your youthful spirit of invincibility. This summer at Urban Oasis, we were faced with a prospect that we felt like we shouldn't pass up. We're a sustainable food center on the east side of St. Paul that aims to strengthen the local food system by working to provide more markets for local farmers. We do that through a catering program, through food classes, and through new products. And our first products, a honey mustard, a rhubarb ketchup, and a sweet pepper relish, were chosen for the new CHS field for the Saints Stadium. And we were given the opportunity to have a table outside of the stadium for every home game to talk to fans about our project and about our products and about our farmers. Well, you know, for the small staff that we work with, even the weekend home games seemed like completely impossible to staff a table at every home game. Enter Right Track. We needed a little bit of youthful invincibility in this project. And we thought, you know, we think we could do this if we had volunteers come to staff it, if we had a reliable coordinator who could work with those volunteers and be on site to help coordinate that every game. Iris Lee, our Right Track intern, has grown up on the east side, so she understands our neighborhood. Her grandparents are Hmong farmers, so she understands our farmers' perspective. And she brought the kind of fresh energy and that little bit of invincibility that I remember. Our project succeeded in large part to the degree that Iris was willing to be fearless, to step out, to engage with people she didn't know, and to do so in a way that was graceful and assertive. She really nailed it, and that's why this project could work. But it's not just the things that you don't know and you're willing to try that are of value that you bring to us as employers. It's also what you do know. Last week, Iris helped us set up the incubator kitchen that we just opened on the east side. And we did it with a group of staff and volunteers, and Iris brought her sister to be a volunteer. She recruited her older sister, who's going to college this year, to come and volunteer with her for the day. And, you know, she saw us trying to organize people to come and do this, and she thought, well, who could I recruit? And she reached out and brought her sister. Now, we tend to think that because you haven't had very many jobs, you don't have a very big professional network. But the truth is, your network is everybody you know. And in this situation, Iris really got it. She demonstrated in that action how well she understands what our organization needs and the value of what she brings to us. Especially when we're faced with changing systems and need to change the way we do business, a need to create something new and adapt. These are two things we need in deep supply. A willingness to try things that are difficult and unproven, and the ability to organize the people that we know to help us get the work done. Thank you, Iris, and thank you, Right Track.
Hi, how are you guys doing? My name is Katie Jumbe, and I manage the Right Track Youth Jobs 2 program. So the interns in here are very familiar to me. And I am very proud of everything that they accomplished this summer. I think we can take for granted, even they can take for granted, that you just show up, you do your job, and you leave. But I think for all of them to be really looking for ways to create new paths into their future is really important. And I want to take this moment to pause and say thank you to Paris, who's now over here. Thank you to Paris for his speech, because even though I know that interns value the money that they earn, obviously that's an important part of this experience, it's also always our hope that they gain skills, but we know that what really makes a difference for them is the time and the effort that our supervisors take to cultivate these young people. We know you have full-time jobs. We know some of you were volunteers for this role, and we know some of you were that wonderful thing, voluntold, that you would be doing this. But whether you signed up voluntarily or someone recruited you into the process, they can't have the success that they have unless you are willing to put in time and you are willing to figure out projects that they can do and projects that they can grow from. So we really want to say thank you to all of you. If you are a supervisor and you have not yet picked up a mug, we have a thank you mug over here that you can pick up on your way out for the day. And we just hope that you know that Trenton, for Kathy, for all of the people who run this program, that we are very deeply appreciative of the time that you give to these youth. So that's all I really have to say. I just wanted to say thank you. Raise your hand if you supervise a student or if you're a coworker of a student. Raise it really, really high. Okay, so that's how many people it takes to support our youth and more. And so if you guys don't mind, can we give them a big round of applause? I am pleased to hand things back to Mai and Jalen. They are going to come back on the stage and they're going to do a quick overview of some of the highlights of our program from the summer of 2015.
All right. We are nearing the end of our program. But before Mai and I hand things off to our final two speakers, we wanted the chance to reflect on some of the highlights from 2015.
The first thing we have to celebrate is that we made it. Woohoo! 102 interns. Thank you. 102 interns, and 94% of those who started successfully completed their internships this summer. Congratulations. But we didn't just make it. Whether we were scanning hundreds of documents or updating a website or leading kids through the Science Museum, we helped our employers get stuff done. Together, we have worked approximately 23,452 hours this summer, and some of us still have a few weeks to go.
And all of those hours paid off, literally. Together, we have earned more than $225,600. Resources our employers are willing to invest into our community. And I know many of us here today use those resources to save for college, are paying phone bills, are giving something back to our families.
On top of all those hours and all that money earned, we also spent a lot of time at our Right Track trainings. Collectively, we committed to 1,104 hours of training. Whether that meant climbing out of bed early to get to downtown St. Paul or traveling there after a long day of work, because I know I did that.
So what do all those hours in the internship and training add up to? Well, 94% of our interns said that participating in the Right Track better prepared them for the working world.
And 95% of employers said that they would recommend their intern to a respected colleague. It shows that this summer was a success for us as interns and for the employers who set aside valuable resources to hire us. We understand that these are just some of the successes from this summer, the ones we can put big numbers to. But we don't want to forget to celebrate all the small successes too. Like the fact that as interns, our average typing speed improved from 28 words per minute to 36. That's pretty impressive.
Or the supervisor who connected her intern to a colleague in technical engineering, the exact field her intern was studying in.
And what about the 2 interns at the police department who completed a scanning project their departments had only hoped to get started on this summer?
And then there's me. I hope for a chance to practice my public speaking skills through Right Track, and here I am standing in front of all of you.
These are just examples. There are supervisors who found time not just to oversee the work, but to act as mentors. There are interns who fulfilled their SMART goals of saving money for school or meeting a new coworker each week.
There is so much we can do as young people when our community gives us the chance. And I hope all of you, interns and supervisors alike, feel proud of what we have accomplished together. But we're not done celebrating just yet. We have 2 more guests still to speak, and we have saved some of the best for last. Without further ado, I am pleased to introduce you to Alicia Mohammed, an intern with Highway Federal Credit Union and a recent graduate from Coleman High School.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alicia Mohammed, and this summer I interned at Highway Federal Credit Union. During my senior year of high school, I decided to focus on preparing for college and did not take up the opportunity to have a part-time job. But nearing graduation, I was left with 2 options: find any place that was hiring or take a summer off to relax. Those who know me can say relaxing isn't in my vocabulary. As a student, in addition to schoolwork, I had participated in robotics, Young Democrats, various religious groups, and multiple internships. My dedication to gaining new experiences and learning steered me to Right Track. The application and interview process was competitive and rigorous. To get into Right Track, you needed to have tenacity and the determination to uphold a professional position. I was up for the challenge and beyond enthusiastic to hear I would be interning at Highway Federal Credit Union. However, my excitement quickly turned into perplexity, and I questioned what I was getting myself into. What was a credit union? And how was I, a person who wants to pursue chemistry in college, going to navigate the world of finance? Some of the uncertainty was washed away when I stepped into Highway. I was greeted by the most vivacious and energetic person who introduced herself as Tina Jones. Tina, my supervisor Bill, and the entire business development and marketing team welcomed me with open arms. From going into the community to sponsoring outreach events, I was able to experience the communication side of business development. And I worked on design and website write-ups that gave me insight into marketing. However, I still felt my inclination towards the sciences would inhibit me from fully connecting with Highway's mission. But this changed when I sat down with a few members from the business development department as they crafted an award submission. Though what we were working on had nothing to do with finance, it gave me the bridge, the connection between the community and Highway. In a credit union, every member is essentially an owner, and I realized that credit unions were intended to create an environment where our members could feel like they matter. This mindset resonated with me. My mom was one of the only women in her family who received an education, and I see the difference it made for her. She has always encouraged me to learn about the overlooked women of history, from a school project on Florence Nightingale to a recent TED Talk I watched by the Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Those women changed the outlook people had on what women are capable of doing and how communities are run. They saw that giving every person access to opportunities and resources made the whole community stronger. Seeing the same sense of inclusivity and supportiveness on my team is what fully connected me to the work I was doing at my internship. Though I still hope to pursue chemistry and pharmacology, my outlook on business development, marketing, and even finance has surely changed. And the opportunity to experience a field I knew nothing about was a privilege many students aren't able to receive. Marie Curie, one of my personal role models, said that you cannot hope to build a better world without improving the individuals. And the individuals that will be building a better world are my peers and I. So opportunities such as Right Track are essential to our success. St. Paul youth need to be supported and given a chance to gain experiences that will propel them forward as they become the next generation of leaders and innovators. My peers here today are proof that if given a chance, young adults can flourish. Before I conclude, I want to thank everyone at Highway for giving me this opportunity to work in a business setting. I want to thank Right Track and my job coaches for giving me the support during the summer. I want to thank my mom for giving me the chance to pursue anything I put my mind to. And finally, I want to thank my fellow interns for going through this journey with me and for making it to the end. I hope you all take what you've learned this summer and build that better world. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisha. Before I introduce our final speaker of the afternoon, I want to quickly remind the YJ2 interns that at the close of the celebration, we will be meeting over near the check-in table before we head over to Wright Street for a final group photo, but that will be at 12:50. Now, to help us close out the program, I'm excited to introduce our final speaker of the event, St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce President Matt Kramer, who I came to know through my internship at SPAC. He is a pleasure to work with, especially since I've discovered that we share a common passion for sushi and pho, my top 2 dishes at any meal. Matt has also been a proud supporter of Right Track, and I am honored to introduce him to the stage. Matt.
Oh, thank you. See everyone sing it. My neglected to say, she was entirely accurate on 2 of the food groups. She neglected to say also donuts and any other pastry in the back. So, my thank you. I just want to say thank you to the employers in the room. Your commitment to Right Track isn't happenstance. It's an investment in your future. Speaking purely for the Chamber, and as selfishly as I can, I will say our Right Track experience this summer allowed us to hire an employee 5 years from now. When Mai graduates from college, she's on my radar screen of the type of employee we want to hire at the Chamber. And I think that's the investment we're all making. We're building those connections, we're helping young people out at a point in their career where they're thinking about what they want to do. But let's put it from a business perspective. This is our future workforce, and we're grooming, engaging, building that community engagement with a future workforce here in the city of St. Paul. So to the employers in the room, thank you, and to the Right Track graduates, good luck. Senior year, couple of years, whether it's trade school, whether it's professional education, whatever you do, we can't wait to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you.